I will now call the second session of this general debate to order. Delegates, the Under-Secretary General wishes to make a statement.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. President, honorable delegates. I am here on behalf of the Secretary General, who was called away on a matter unrelated to her official duties and unrelated to the two additional matters that she asked me to address. First of all, we are aware of concerns that have been expressed by delegates about the fact that a number of individuals pursuant to the President's announcement earlier today and prior to the President's announcement have been wearing masks, as I am. I have a father who is immunosuppressed, and so I am particularly cautious about potential exposure in situations. I am not aware of any information. I can neither confirm nor deny that there has been any exposure or positive test result to a delegate. However, consistent with the President's statement, the official position of the United Nations is that we will adhere to French law in these matters. And so both prior, during, and subsequent to the President's statements, all notifications required by French law will be made to all present. So I hope that assuages any concerns that might be held by individuals. Again, you are not required to wear a mask. My personal suggestion is that you do. You are not required to take a test at this time. I don't have a recommendation for you in that regard. That is up to you. However, I will advise you that if you do test positive on one of these kits, which may very well be a false positive, this is possible. The science has backed up that observation. If you do test positive, French law requires you to immediately get a PCR test. This is different than my own home jurisdiction, where you're allowed to wait a day, excuse me, I misspoke. You can wait a day, take another home test, and if that is positive, then you are required to. I do not know all of the different variations of COVID tests, but given our present location, whether that is in New York or in France, we are acting accordingly. So if there are no questions that the chair would like to entertain, I would like to move on to another matter. And I would like to thank the members of the press for diligently and responsibly bringing to the attention of the United Nations some very serious allegations of misconduct on the part of delegates. We have reviewed the evidence that has been provided and have decided that these matters should be taken under investigation. There was an indication that someone is willing to take testimony in accordance with the United Nations commitment to transparency. That individual will be invited to address the appropriate committee. However, if that individual would like to approach me outside of chambers and discuss the allegations more specifically than have been alluded to, I would be more than happy to entertain that to see if we should revisit our decision. But we have decided that we may proceed as planned. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Under-Secretary General David Foreman. The President of the General Assembly also wishes to make a statement. You have the floor. Retract.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. So I will be now putting forward the Rev 2, Revision 2, the rolling text, which has been presented to the Secretariat from the co-sponsors of the resolution. This was where the co-sponsors reviewed the proposed amendments that were made by delegations and then decided as the group of co-sponsors whether or not they would accept those proposed amendments into the rolling text or whether they would be left for further action. So we have the text up on the screen. If we can scroll down a little bit, the first proposed amendment is in paragraph 6. And on paragraph 6, there was the proposal from Japan that this paragraph be deleted. That proposal was rejected by the co-sponsors. So for the time being, this paragraph remains in the rolling text. We will come back later to Japan to see if they wish to withdraw their proposal or they would like to vote on their proposal. Now we go down to paragraph 8, and in paragraph 8, the proposal of Madagascar to add text which reads, and emphasising the importance of respecting the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities, this proposal was accepted. So this language is now part of the rolling text. Paragraph 9, three proposals by Brazil. The first one, deleting the text and affirming with deep concern. Rejected. So for the time being, remains as part of the next proposal from Brazil was to add the text, bridge predominantly by the developed nations, role and responsibility. Went hand in hand with the other proposal, which was to delete the text by the international community. These proposals were rejected by the co-sponsoring organisations. At the time being, that text is not accepted. We'll come back later to Brazil to see if they'd like to put this proposal to a vote for their amendment. Now we move down to paragraph 13. Sorry, paragraph 12, should I say. The proposal from France was to delete welcoming also the relevant cases in domestic courts. But in subsequent negotiations between the co-sponsors and France, there was an agreement between them to modify this to a proposed change, making this language firstly a new paragraph and secondly replacing welcoming with noting. So the new language, which has been accepted by the co-sponsoring organisations, that this language, which is now a new paragraph, says noting also the relevant cases in domestic courts, which have been recognised, which have recognised the human rights of current and future generations to a stable and sustainable climate. Accepted now by the co-sponsoring delegations, that is part of the rolling text. Now paragraph 16 was paragraph 15 earlier. Proposal of Brazil, which was to add in question 2, common but differentiated. That was accepted by the co-sponsoring delegations, so that is now part of the rolling text. Finally, we have a proposal from the United States, which was to replace questions 1 and 2 with one question, that question being whether current generations of member states have common differentiated responsibilities to provide mitigation and adaptation, finding international law to encourage a stable and livable climate. And that proposal was rejected. It's not in the rolling text, and we'll come back later to the United States on whether they would like this text to be voted upon. Now I'll pass over the chair, who will address the delegations with regards to their amendments. Now I would like to withdraw their proposed amendments
Thank you, Mr. President. Find the rolling text, could you roll up to paragraph 6? I'd like to address the distinguished delegates of Japan. Does Japan wish to withdraw their amendment that has been rejected by Vanuatu and the co-sponsor states, or put this to vote? Like to withdraw? Noted. Down to paragraph 9. Brazil, wish to there are two like to withdraw said amendment. Put this up to vote.
We'd like to put this up to vote.
And distinguished delegate of Brazil, going to second proposed amendment in the same paragraph 9.
We'd like to put that to vote also.
Go now to paragraph 15. Paragraph
15 now,
16.
paragraph 16.
And would like to address the delegation of I would like to call upon the delegation of the United States of America. Would you like to withdraw this rejected proposed amendment, or would you like to put it up to vote?
We would like to put it up to vote.
Distinguished delegates, we have received a number of requests from the proposal of the amendments to put the amendments that were rejected up to votes. But before that, I would like to call upon any new additional amendments that were discussed in the caucuses. If any delegation would like to be put on the speakers list, please raise your placards now. Any other country delegations who wishes to propose a new amendment? And USA. Thank you. France, you will have 1 minute. Oh, well. Please, please take the floor.
Thank you, Chair. So France would like to submit after paragraph 8, as follows: recalling the provisions on the peaceful uses of nuclear energy Article 4, Treaty on Non-Proliferation and emphasizing the rights of future generations, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy.
I now call upon the delegate of the United States of America to propose a new amendment.
The United States withdraws its request in light of France's proposal.
Thank you.